One thing that surprises a lot of sellers is how much actually happens after you list your home. I think some people picture putting the home on the market, waiting a few weeks, and then showing up at closing. In reality, there are a lot of moving pieces in between. If you're thinking about selling in Arizona, here's what the process typically looks like week by week. The first week is usually all about preparation and launch. Before the home even goes live, there are photos, marketing materials, paperwork, and making sure the property is ready to be seen by buyers. Then comes listing day. This is when buyers first start seeing the home online, and honestly, those first few days are important. Most buyers are constantly watching new listings, so you tend to get the most attention right after a home hits the market. The second week is when we start paying close attention to activity. How many showings are coming through? What kind of feedback are buyers giving? Are people saving the listing online? Are they scheduling tours? Sometimes sellers assume no offers means something is wrong, but that's not always true. At this stage, we're gathering information. If buyers are coming through, but nobody is making an offer, that tells us something. If buyers aren't scheduling showings at all, that tells us something too. The feedback starts helping us understand how the market is reacting to the home. Weeks 3 and 4 are often when sellers start getting a clearer picture of where things stand. If the home is priced appropriately and showing well, this is often when serious buyers begin making decisions. Not every home sells in the first weekend. Not every home sells in the first week. Sometimes it takes a little time for the right buyer to come along. What matters most is whether the level of activity matches expectations. If a home isn't getting the attention we expect, that's when conversations start happening about adjustments. Sometimes it's pricing, sometimes it's presentation, sometimes it's photography. Sometimes it's simply making sure the home stands out from similar listings nearby. Once an offer comes in, the process shifts into a completely different phase. A lot of sellers think they're done once they accept an offer. That's actually when the next part begins. The first week under contract is usually the busiest. The buyers often schedule their home inspections, review disclosures, and work through their financing process. This is also the time when requests can come up. Maybe the buyer asks for repairs. Maybe they ask for a credit. Maybe they simply have questions after inspections. This is completely normal. Most transactions involve some level of negotiation after inspections. After that, things usually become a little quieter. The buyer's lender is working through the loan process, the title company is handling paperwork, and everyone is moving toward closing. This is often the phase where sellers start wondering if anything is happening because they aren't hearing much. Usually that's a good sign. A lot of the work is happening behind the scenes. As closing gets closer, final paperwork gets completed, the buyer does their final walkthrough, and preparations are made for ownership to transfer. Then comes closing day. The keys change hands, documents are finalized, and the sale is officially complete. For most sellers, the entire process from listing to closing can take anywhere from a few weeks to a couple of months, depending on the home, the market, and the buyer's financing. That's why I always tell people that selling a home is more of a process than an event. There are checkpoints along the way, and knowing what to expect makes the whole experience a lot less stressful. If you're thinking about selling and want to talk through what that timeline might look like for your specific situation, feel free to reach out. I'm always happy to share what I'm seeing and help you understand what to expect.